All right, to watch this video for Thursday, April 5th. A big gap down in the market, and then they bought it up all day. So pretty impressive, and a nice close, nicely above the 200-day. So we'll see if the bullish feeling that most of us have right now can hold. Hopefully we don't get another nasty day, but the market's kind of shaking off the trade war fears now. So that's good to see. And I am going to, as I did yesterday, I'm just going to show you a couple calls from the room and explain them because I'm very aware of what's out there. All right, we would never tell you on this huge gap up after a huge pre-market run to buy TENX at the open. We never buy the opening print. Okay, that's not a strategy. It does work pretty well if you have 2,000 new traders that'll pile in when you do that, but it's not a strategy. And then go to 5-minute candles. No, let's go to 2-minute candles. And then telling people after buying the open, you're buying more at 11, right? And then within, these are 2-minute candles, within 2 minutes it's 950. I can't say there's not a lesson there because there is a lesson, and that is chasing something and just following blindly a moderator is a good way to get your ass handed to you. Every entry should be explainable, all right? I really, really want people to understand that every entry should be explainable based on trading principles, not I'm buying the open, you guys just pile in. Follow me blindly. It's not a strategy. So I'm going to share this with you, an example of a call from the room today. Took a screenshot. I'm going to get into the watch list real quick here, though. I'm not going to babble too much. Wayne, rule number 29, which is a rule from our trading course, just a reminder that, hey, it's a tough trader. Well, rule 29 is make sure you realize how far this has come to get to, in this case, to 10 bucks, because Wayne was calling LFIN through 10. So rule 29, Wayne's really good about reminding people, hey, you might want to trade smaller because it's come kind of far to get here because we don't want to teach people to chase. He said risking about 25 cents. The reason for the call, and I'll show you the chart now. LFIN gap down. Let's look at the daily real quick because this is important. It had just fallen from like 75 bucks over the course of like, what, 6 sessions maybe? And then today gaps down after getting beaten up from 75 down to like almost 8 bucks. And then they bought it right up at the open. So there's no trade there. But Wayne happened to have it on a chart, and Wayne spotted this volume spike here. So now we're looking for hopefully some sellers to come in and those sellers to fail. So you had that. All right. Wayne spots a big seller on the tape at 10. The thesis is if we take out that big 10 seller, and you guys, if you haven't seen our inflection point free webinar, check it out. You can email me if you don't have the link to it, but we've got an inflection point part 1 and 2. So we've got 2 webinars that we talk about inflection points. I get emails all the time from people that aren't even in our room, have never taken our course, that have just learned a ton from that video and thank me and say it improved their trading, right? So anyway, something to think about. It's free content, so check it out. You shoot me an email, I'll get it to you. But anyway, long story short, big seller on the tape at 10. The thesis is hole number 10, big seller, and there's another catalyst above, a potential high of day break. So Wayne called that. And then you can see the volume that came in as that pushed through 10. And look at that. The next candle, 1150. It ends up halting at 1180, comes out of the halt, and ends up hitting 1299 from the 10 break that Wayne called. And if you notice, we try to find stuff that if it works, you won't be underwater for even a second. It's not always the case, but we're big on inflection points. And that was born out of years of me buying something and being read right away and thinking there's got to be a better way. So now I stay in cash and listen until we have a setup that we teach in our course. And this was a good example of one. And look at the immediate results. What a great call by Wayne. I called Tandem, TNDM 520 with a 515 stop, just to give you an example. Nowhere near as great as Wayne's call. And Tandem was just a simple, here's the opening candle, just a simple high of day break, an opening range breakout 522, which happened right there. And again, you notice green right away, but did do a lower volume retest before really taking off and going over 545. But, this was just a breakout, and we knew the daily chart looked good, right? The daily chart had this flag right here, so it matched up intraday and daily. Couple other things to show you. There's a couple examples of trades explained with reasons why we take them. While I was making this video, I got PM just now. The chat room is still open even though the market's closed. And I thought this was really nice, but I love reading this. Somebody in our room, I whited out their name because they didn't give me permission to be in the video, but $7,100 today. I love seeing students do that well. And this guy's taking our course and he's in our chat room every day, a big participant in there. And that's just fantastic. That I actually like that more than if I have a $7,100 day. Wait. No, I don't. No, I don't. But I like it almost as much. I like it almost as much. We love seeing that. And you know who you are. I appreciate the comment. And then also, Adrian today typed in chat, and I just think it sums up our room. The teamwork in this room from many different traders. And you notice one of the highlights from yesterday was from Jane. Not from a moderator, but one of Jane's calls that was just a monster call. So what am I watching tomorrow? Let's go to the daily here. GALT had a nice spike on this day, which was 4 sessions ago, pulled back, and then another nice spike that actually took out that high. Notice the volume on the 2 strong days. And it topped out today at 5. So this one's pretty interesting, over 5 tomorrow. We're going to watch it. INPX, not a really pretty daily chart, but really nice volume today, and actually had a pretty nice move. So I want to watch that one. Remember, we'll take any of these with a proper intraday setup. All right, AIPT, I don't like this daily chart at all. Just rolled over, and then today gets news and a big volume push higher before kind of settling in the middle of the day's range. A lot of overhead supply, though, from the last couple months. That's why I don't like it. But maybe as traders peruse the news tonight, try to figure out where the volume came from. The news actually sounded good. Maybe this catches a bit again tomorrow, so I'm going to have it on a chart. ZS, recent IPO. Pretty strong day today, bouncing off support. And so we'll see if we get a follow-through day on that one. BDR, closing well off its highs, but nice volume today. So we'll see. I don't like the way it closed way off its highs, but I think it's worth watching tomorrow. SLS had a huge move from, I don't know, like a little over $3 to almost 11 in like a session and a half, and then came in today on much lower volume. Pretty good setup for a turn back up tomorrow. We'll see. ITUS, not in love with this one, but it did have a pretty decent candle yesterday. From 390 to 485, and then today an inside candle. So over today's high, over 467. You might overtake yesterday's high, maybe make a run to 5. Fairly clean chart setup, but I do not like the way that thing trades. A couple more. PETX kind of breaking out of a couple months worth of trading today on decent volume. We'll see if we get followed through there. And then BlackBerry gap down today. I had this on Bounce Watch today. Several days down and then gap down right into support and closed nicely green, like a lot of stocks did today, by the way. We'll see if we get a follow through bounce day in that one tomorrow. Also going to have a list. Let me bring this up. Have a list of gappers tomorrow that we'll build in the pre-market to watch. All right, so there's plenty to watch. The arrow is pointing to a special offer for lifetime membership to our chat room. We're trying to get as many memberships as we can, honestly, because we're trying to help people avoid the pitfalls out there. If you find the wrong room when you first discover day trading, I always try to remind people, today is somebody's first day trading. Somebody placed their first trade today. So you always want to remember that you have every level of trader in a chat room. I know people find the wrong room. Usually it's a heavily advertised room where the face of the person pops up everywhere you go. And I would just say, think to yourself, why are they advertising if they're such good traders? Just keep that in mind. A lot of people need to replace people that, they're teaching to chase, and of course they're blowing up their accounts. The moderator's doing well. There's a lot of that out there, and it kind of makes myself and Wayne sick. So we're actually trying to get enough people in here, save them from some of these rooms, and actually teach you inflection point trading and how to scale out and how to protect your capital once you're in a trade and so on. Trading the right way is the way I would call it. So anyway, check that special out because it's a lifetime membership at our 2004 price, and that's the year that we started GreatStockPicks.com. So it'll never get better than that. All right, I'm done babbling. See you guys tomorrow.